All right. Hello, everyone. Unlimited wisdom, daily wisdom today. Hello, my family and my community. Really, really appreciate you guys. Today's subject is it's pretty interesting that it came up again from a conversation that I had with Matthew, and I just thought, the first time that he said it to me, I went, Terry actually came up with that subject. So I think that I want to spend just a little more time on it because it is interesting. I talked to my youngest brother today, and me and him don't talk hardly at all, maybe once a year. And it is interesting to hear someone that's coming from a different place in the world, as far as me, he's still in the hometown that we grew up in. He's working at the grain elevator. And he was saying that they just told everybody that they're really, really sorry that they can't give anybody a raise to meet the cost of living. And so pretty crazy. So hi, Dustin, Scott, Mary, Shelley, Melody, Deborah, Corky, Sandy, Deborah Grady, Coach Bob, my son, and hi, Faith. Thanks for jumping on. But the concept, I'm going to come from a different angle, but winging it is coming out again. So, how many of you guys realize that the first time I heard this was, of course, almost 38 years ago. And the question was just asked, believe it or not, in a presentation. And the very first thing that was asked is, how many people in the room have ever gotten an owner's manual? You know what I mean? Did you get a parenting manual? Did you get a married did you get a married manual? It's like none of us not only didn't get a manual, but also we actually learned from people that didn't get an owner's manual about life. Are you guys following me? And so, when me and Matt were talking yesterday, and it's like people really, really get all in their head about overthinking and overthinking and overthinking. And then on top of overthinking, then what they do is they're still at this consistent place in their life where they're constantly saying negative things to themselves. Right? And it's like, like I said, we're going on the month of July, which in a couple of weeks will be a year since I started Unlimited Wisdom. And for some of the people that are always on, all the calls that they can be on and all the videos that we do. Thank you, Scott, for jumping on, and Mary. I think I said hi to Shelley already, Dustin. But one of the things is I want you guys to think about, and in the year that I've been doing this, almost a year, how many of you do believe that you're getting better, or should I say gooder, at not having negative self-talk to yourself? Okay? So that's something that it's hard for me to understand how a person can get to anywhere they want in life if they don't figure out how to stop the negative chatter. How they stop, I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I don't know enough. I'm not pretty enough. I got a stupid voice. I'm not that smart. I'm not good at technical stuff. Or then you get a little further where, I'm lazy. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like with us winging it and then us doing self-talk of being negative, how can you be in a better place a year from now? I think all of you immediately got it, right? So we can talk about all this personal development stuff. We can go through, masterminds, with outwitting the devil, and constantly be aware of drifting. I still know in my hearts of hearts that if you would just look at yourself as being proclaiming your uniqueness, that if you were just you and that was more than enough. And I think I shared this all with you guys, and I shared it with Matt a little bit, is that, of course, when Terry and I see Ezra, You know what I mean? We get to spend some time with him yesterday, and we got to see him eating meatballs because we got a video of him. But for those of you that may or may not, because I know that you do this with your pets as well, but some of you have so much unconditional love for people and things. And let me explain to you what that is. It's like in your mind, there's like absolutely no way they could ever do anything wrong. It's like that honeymoon period when you first meet somebody, right? It's like if they farted, it's funny and cute. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything they do. And Terry's like a master at this stuff because I've seen her, especially when we have puppies. And how many of you have had to raise a puppy? It's like, yeah, don't chew on things, don't pee and shit everywhere. You know what I mean? Don't have any order to your sleeping. Now, it's funny when we say that about a puppy, but when you think about a baby, it's like, hey, shit and pee all the time, always crying, always upset. And, Matt was holding Ezra yesterday, and me and him were talking. And all of a sudden, you know, he took his pacifier and pulled it out of his mouth and sort of threw it. And just immediately, got this crying face on. And Matt, set him down. He's been with him every day for a little over a year now. You know what I mean? And he just set him down. I'm like looking at him and I'm going, oh my God, what's wrong? Matt was like, absolutely nothing. He just had a different thought in his mind. And so I'll just he's distracted with something different because it's like all of a sudden his mind just immediately has this milli thought that I'm not happy with the current situation. But I think it's funny when you watch animals do that, right? Or babies do that, where, something gets their attention until it doesn't. And then something else gets their attention until it doesn't, right? And they don't even know why they're upset. They're just upset, right? And so I've always said this about adults is adults just don't want to admit how much of a little kid they still act like. And some of us are worse than others, right? And so, hi, Star. Thanks for jumping on. Hi, Scott. And so that's one of the things, thinking about coming up on a year with unlimited wisdom, thinking on what I want to do to make unlimited wisdom better. And it's still for me is I want to remind people instead of me overthinking, I'll tell you where I overthink, is instead of just letting go and talking about what's on my heart or in my spirit, right? I think about what is a subject that needs to be covered. You guys follow me? Now that Sandy's doing videos, and I know Lisa Marie does videos, when you do videos all the time, it's like you go, I need to come up with a subject or a thing I haven't said before. Right? And you like start making it harder than it is. It's like if people needed a certain subject, like you were all winging it, no one knows. Someone can just make up something. And that's why a book like Mel Robbins, so when Mel Robbins came up with her daughter to write a book, and they came out with this unbelievable, explosive thought that made her millions of dollars. And it's let them. How many of you went, that's not new? But she made millions of dollars off something we already all knew. Sort of like Rhonda Byrne did, with the science of getting rich, turned it into The Secret. Any one of you interested in making $300 million a year from today by just saying the same stuff over and over and over and over and over and over again? And I remember, especially the basics, really on the basics. I know I've told you guys a story before, but Terry and I watched this episode that was pretty crazy, and it was out there. It's called Shameless, right? And so one of the kids, um, he was gay, but he was a Christian. So a pastor asked him to come to his deal and preach. And so he went there, and all he did was do about 15 minutes that came directly from his heart. And of course, when you're talking about the teachings of Jesus, you know what I mean? What was it all about? Love, love, and oh, by the way, love. And so he did this thing from his heart, and he got a standing ovation. And everybody just went, oh my God. You know what I mean? And so everyone was leaving, and the pastor looked at him and said, is there any way you can come back next Sunday? And he goes, you don't get it. And the pastor goes, what? And he goes, that was it. That was the whole story. That was all the story. I don't have anything. I don't have anything else. And he goes, I know. So next Sunday will work for you. And again, us overthinking our overthinking. It's like, again, if you just I know that Craig, he just loves this when I talk about this next subject. It really is the whole concept of KAIZEN. It's just getting 1% gooder each and every day. And so even if you take the weekends off, a year from today, you're 300% better than you are right now. My thought to you guys, what if the 1% that you just got gooder at was knowing that you are the shit? Knowing without a shadow of a doubt that no one else has your DNA, that all you can do is be the best version of you. But what a lot of people don't realize is the best version of you is the version that you continue to talk yourself out of. I've never said that ever. The most perfect version of you is the one that's already in you, that's sitting there waiting for you to go, can you stop with all the bullshit? Can you stop with the negative thoughts? Can you just allow you to be you? Unapologetic, proclaiming your uniqueness, going the extra mile, and just not overthinking everything. If it's all about everyone doesn't have an owner's manual and we're all winging it, let's start today with really winging it. The thought that comes to my heart immediately is the whole concept of beginner's luck, which we've talked about before, because that's someone that gets introduced to something that they've never done before. And as you're showing them, you realize that they really don't give a shit about the outcome. Right? Okay, I'll play. And all of a sudden they start playing, and it's like they're a natural. So what do you want me to do? You take this thing called a cornhole bag, and you throw it toward that hole in that plywood. All right. And they don't even throw it underhand. They grab it and they go, hits the board, goes in a hole. And everybody cheers. And they're going like, wait a minute, is that what I'm supposed to do? And then how many of you have ever been around beginner's luck a little bit, where you think that you're being hustled. You just for a moment, I've never played pool before. And they're like, get a ball. So the deal is you got to hit the white ball and get the other ball in. Yeah. And they go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And you're going like, wait a minute. But do you understand they're not thinking about what other people are thinking? They're not overthinking what they're doing because they don't know what they're doing. You guys catch that? It's like, don't you find it interesting that every one of us have been there many, 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 many times? And then we ruin it by overthinking. So it's the time that you go bowling or you're playing cornhole and you're having fun, but then all of a sudden you turn into competitiveness and you start getting serious about it. And then it really makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. Does anyone know where I'm coming from? It's like all of a sudden you're like, well, I know what I'm doing. And everybody thinks you're competitive. And now you're trying to impress people around you that doesn't matter. They're not even paying attention. And now it's like you couldn't put it close to the hole if you paid for it. You know what I mean? And now what happens? It gets a little worse because now all of a sudden you got the people that are around there giggling a little bit. It's like, Craig, do you remember where we're throwing? And it's like, F you. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I can tell you know what you're doing. So, so I love each and every one of you. Again, cut yourself some slack. Cut yourself some slack. Wing it more. If we're winging it, let's wing it more. Let's try more things. Let's attempt more things. And who cares? We find out what we're good at and what we love doing based on things that we find out that we don't like. So, yeah, this is going to be the start of the new unlimited wisdom. It's like I'd rather figure out the things that I know that would make the most difference in your life. And not that I'm going to do this, but I would rather talk about them every day instead of mixing up subjects and talking about stuff that if you don't get this one, because how many of you know that if you just do caution to the wind, I haven't heard that phrase in a long time. Throw caution to the wind, wing it, and just get gooder. Just apply KAIZEN. Just go, I want to find that inner child that I have, and I want to fall in love with them again. I want them to be playful and always having fun and stop thinking about how the world wants everything to be. Because the people that figure that out and get gooder at that are the people that make the difference in the world. It's funny, I made a post to my family this morning. I think it probably wouldn't take me long to find it. Just probably sums up everything. Oh, that's the wrong group. I guess I gotta download that. Okay. Oh, I had it already. See? I just overthought it. I said I gotta show you guys this picture, and I already had it. When you're not having fun, you're sort of missing the point. How many people would agree with that? It's like, yeah, let's not have fun and then we just procrastinate and put it off, right? All right. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And see you, Star, Dustin, Mary, Shelly, Melody, Deborah, Coach Bob, Jim, Quirky, Santa, Michaelangela, Sandy, Deborah Grady, Matthew, my lovely wife, Terry, and of course, the hostess with the mostest, Craig Jackman. See you guys tomorrow on the Daily Wisdom. Have a great day.